But let's talk markets now. And I have Mr. Mukhtar Mohammed, who is standing by via Zoom to continue this conversation with me. Mr. Mohammed, good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon to.
Yes, I'm trying to bring back a report that I saw earlier that our market still doing pretty well despite the challenge of the external economy. So I want you to make us understand what is happening in our market.
So what is happening in the market is what I always say. The market always have a life of its own. At a point, the market will have to take the life of the economy, and so that's why sometimes you see the ups, and when it takes the life of the economy, you start seeing the down. Now, the life of the market is in its profits, in terms of individual companies, how they are making good profits, and then the life of the economy is relating that to the economy. Sometimes it gives a different perception. So that's why we are seeing what we are seeing. But also, you mustn't forget that not all the current policy of the current administration is bad. Some policy favors some sector, some policy doesn't favor some sector. The current policy of removal of subsidy, floating of the naira, seems to favor the oil marketing stocks and also the banking financial sector. But you see the struggle in the manufacturing sector, the conglomerate, the multinationals, so the telecom company. So that's why it seems like the market seems to be doing well, because some policies are actually adding positivity to some of the numbers of some of these companies, especially the financial sector. You've seen those numbers goes up. You've seen Zenith Bank interim results, fantastic. You see Stanbic IBTC, fantastic. Interim dividends increased by about 100% than the previous one. So those are what happens when these companies are doing well, but the larger economy is struggling, and at a point, it will have effect on the market.
You are an investment person, and I'd like to get your views also on this. That what would you say? Yes, I know this advice should be paid for, but give it to us on TVC. What would you say to anyone that has cash now to invest? Is this a time to invest? Well, I think you would want to say the banks are opened at this time, so I think that's a good way to go. But generally, what do you think about investments at this time?
No. At this point in time, it's not time to leave cash in the bank without putting them into something profitable. What I always advise people at times like this: make sure your money is on an errand. Your money is working somewhere for you to put your money on an errand, put your money to be working for you. And there's no better time to do that than now, because if you put your money just lying there, you know what inflation says. So definitely, if you are an investor that is not too good at risks, then don't buy any risky venture. Don't come to the stock market. You have treasury, you have fixed income space to play, like the mutual fund that give you steady return. But if you're an investor and you're thinking to beat inflation, then it's time to come to the market and see some very, very good stocks and buy. Nobody had seen it, saw it coming, but we have seen an Owando at this time last year. I'm not even talking about last year. Let's review at that. At this time last year, I think one day was about 3 naira. I'm talking about this 2 months ago. At this time, one day was selling for 10 naira. Today, it's almost hitting the 100 naira mark. Where can you get such return? But it also comes with its own risks. So, what I advise investors, whoever person you are, if you have funds and you can eat, you pay your children's school fees, then the next thing you should be thinking about is how to invest and where to invest, and then look at what are your risks, how much risk can you take.
For today, we still have the likes of Caverton Aviation, Red Star X, UPDC, Bergan, Corn Oil on the gainers list. Losers, we have CWG, Academic Press, Len Africa, Square, and CWG, NNFM. Any stock here catching your fancy?
Julius Berger.
Wow. A lot of money around that space, and they are gainers for today.
That stock has moved, over 200%.
Wow.
Because of the infrastructural work that they are doing now with the government, some of the contracts have been re-awarded to them, and that is adding to the balance sheet. The government is paying them some of their job they have done, thanks to the current Minister for Works. So it's one stock that every investor should not take his eye off. They pay good dividend, and they are still paying dividends. So I think one stock you catch my eye there, Julius Berger, and it can only get better with the recent infrastructural landmark of the current administration. Not to forget the coastal road also. Julius Berger will have a role to play also. A lot of roads that are ongoing repair and looking forward to being repaired. Julius Berger will always play a role, and you know how much infrastructural challenges we have as a nation, and there's no better time to look at that space. Julius Berger is one that ticks me and been ticking me for a very, very long time now.
Amos, thank you so much for your time. Interesting conversation as usual, Mr. Mukhtar Mohammed, friend of the house. Do enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you for having me, too.
All right then.